For 63 days, without virtually any outside assistance, the Polish resistance fought against the German occupiers in what was known as the Warsaw Uprising. In 1944, with the Soviets advancing on the Eastern Front, the Germans fell back and decided to regroup. The Polish resistance had to carefully mark when they began the uprising. They had to do it when the Germans were going to be caught unawares and before the Soviets could arrive. Although the Polish resistance and the Soviet objectives were aligned in getting rid of the Germans, it was clear that the Soviets intended to take over Poland. When the Polish resistance began their uprising on August 1st of 1944, the Soviet army halted their advance. Their hope was that the Germans would be able to regroup and defeat the uprising. The Polish uprising began well, and they established a pretty strong foothold within the city. These areas here marked in red are the areas that are occupied by the Polish Home Army. The Germans had been caught by surprise. Even though they were expecting an uprising, they did not realize its full strength. In retaliation for the uprising, the German forces began going door to door, killing the inhabitants regardless of age or sex, looting the houses and then burning the houses down. It's estimated that as many as 100,000 people were murdered in cold blood by this method. The intention was to crush the uprising, but this only emboldened their resolve. The Germans also failed to counter the effective guerrilla tactics of the Polish Home Army. Still, any resistance members caught by the Germans were shot on sight. German tanks began to arise as reinforcements, however they used human shields to protect them. In 1939 in Warsaw, there was nearly 1.3 million inhabitants of the city. By time of the uprising in 1944, there were still 1 million civilians living there. Boys and girls of Polish Scouts began assisting the resistance by relaying information to different areas of resistance. They acted as an underground postal service and put their lives in great danger as the Germans did not care about the age of the resistance member. The resistance came to a halt in a stalemate, and the German report on September 23rd mentions that the resistance fought to the very last bullet. After some negotiations, the Polish Home Army surrendered. The Germans immediately began disarming them, and the entire population of the city of Warsaw was disbanded. Many were sent as slave laborers, others were sent to concentration camps, and others were sent to other places around Poland. The Germans took revenge by destroying about 85% of Warsaw. Even after the war, the danger for the resistance members was not over. Many were tried by the Soviets and either executed or else sent to the gulags. The Warsaw Uprising has been noted as being the start of the Cold War, and nearly 200,000 civilians were killed during the fighting.